You are walking through life with a backpack that feels heavier with every step. You pause, you drink water, you sleep for 8 hours, but the weight does not vanish. You are chronically exhausted, not physically, but spiritually. You wonder why you have no time for your dreams. You wonder why, despite being surrounded by people, despite the notifications on your phone buzzing every 5 minutes, you feel a profound, echoing emptiness. The problem is not that you don't have enough time. The problem is that your time is being stolen. You are suffering from a leakage of the soul. You are pouring your limited, precious vitality into vessels that have no bottom. You are trying to be a good person, a nice person, a supportive friend, and in the process, you are committing suicide by 1,000 cuts. We are taught from a young age that more is better. More friends means more popularity. More connections mean more safety. So we collect people like stamps. We hoard phone numbers. We say yes to coffee dates we dread. We listen to phone calls that drain the life out of us. We are terrified of being alone, so we surround ourselves with noise. But today, we are going to apply a cold, brutal, mathematical law to your social life. It is called the Pareto Principle. And understanding it is the only way to save yourself. Vilfredo Pareto, an Italian economist, noticed something fascinating in his garden. 20% of the pea pods contained 80% of the peas. He looked at land ownership in Italy and found that 80% of the land was owned by 20% of the population. This is the 80-20 rule. It is a universal law of nature. Unequal distribution is inevitable. Now apply this to the people in your life. Look at your phone contacts. Look at the people you interact with weekly. The math is terrifyingly accurate. 80% of your headaches, your drama, your doubts, and your emotional fatigue come from 20% of the people you know. These are the energy vampires, the critics, the eternal victims. Conversely, 80% of your joy, your intellectual growth, and your feeling of safety comes from just 20% of your circle. Yet here is the tragedy. You do not spend your time according to this value. You spend 80% of your time trying to fix, please, or manage the problematic 80% of people. You give the best of you to the people who deserve it the least. And the 20%, the high-value people, the ones who actually love you, they get the scraps. They get the leftovers of your energy because you are too tired from dealing with the nonsense of the others. This is not just bad management. This is a betrayal of your own potential. To apply this rule, you must first identify who constitutes the bottom 80%. They are not necessarily bad people. They might not be evil, but they are anchors. You are a ship trying to sail, and they are the weight dragging along the seabed. First, you have the eternal victim. Nothing is ever their fault. The world is against them. They call you not to ask how you are, but to use you as a trash can for their emotional garbage. You offer solutions, and they say, yes, but they don't want a solution. They want your attention. They feed on your sympathy. Second, you have the subtle underminer. These are the friends who smile when you fail and go silent when you succeed. They make little jokes about your ambitions. Oh, you're trying to start a business. That's cute. They plant seeds of doubt because your growth highlights their stagnation. They need you to stay small so they can feel big. Third, you have the time thieves. They have no respect for your time because they have no respect for their own. They are late. They cancel last minute. They expect you to drop everything because they are bored. They view your time as a free resource for them to consume. These people make up the majority of the crowd, and you tolerate them. Why? Because you are addicted to being nice. We confuse nice with kind. They are not the same. Being nice is a social script. It is people-pleasing. It is a fear response. You are nice because you are afraid of conflict. You are nice because you need validation. You let people walk all over you because you are terrified that if you set a boundary, they will leave. Kindness is different. Kindness is rooted in truth. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for someone is to let them face the consequences of their own actions without you saving them. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is to say no. When you keep the 80% around, you are lying to them. You are pretending to enjoy their company when you don't. You are resenting them in secret. That is not a friendship. That is a hostage situation. You are holding yourself hostage to an image of a good friend that is actually destroying you. You have a limited amount of emotional currency to spend in this life. Every minute you spend listening to someone complain about the same problem for the 10th year in a row is a minute you stole from your family, your craft, and your peace. So, how do you execute the 80-20 rule? You must perform an audit. It is time to be cold so you can later be warm to the right people. Make a list. Write down the names of everyone you interact with. Now, visualize receiving a call from each of them. When the phone rings and you see their name, what is your immediate physical reaction? Do you smile? Do you feel light? Or do you tense up? Do you sigh? Do you think, how long is this going to take? Your body knows the truth before your mind admits it. For those who cause that tension, you must begin the process of detachment. You do not need to make a dramatic announcement. You do not need to send a manifesto declaring the end of the friendship. That is ego. Instead, use the power of unavailability. Stop initiating. Stop asking questions that invite drama. Reply slower. Be boring. When you stop feeding the energy vampires, they will naturally look for another host. They will leave you. And when they leave, do not chase them. Let the dead leaves fall from the tree. Do not glue them back on.
Once you clear the noise, you will face something scary. Silence. Space. You might feel lonely at first. The phone won't buzz as often. The weekend schedule might look empty. This is the void, and this is where most people panic and run back to the crowd. Do not run. Sit in that void, because in that space you will find the 20%. The 20% are the people who talk about ideas, not other people. They are the ones who push you to be better. When you win, they celebrate as if it were their own victory. When you lose, they don't give you pity, they give you perspective. These relationships are not transactional. They are transformational. But you cannot find these people if your hands are full of garbage. You cannot invite the kings and queens into your castle if your hall is filled with jesters and thieves. By clearing the 80%, you create a vacuum that draws in quality. High-value people are attracted to people who respect their own time. When you have boundaries, you signal to the world that you have worth.
Ultimately, the 80-20 rule of people is a lesson in solitude. It teaches you that being alone is better than being in bad company. A man who can sit alone in a room and be at peace is invincible. When you no longer need people to distract you from your own thoughts, you become dangerous. You become selective. You stop accepting invitations out of obligation. You stop laughing at jokes that aren't funny. You stop apologizing for who you are. You begin to live a life of design, not a life of default. Look at your circle today. Really look at them. Are they the wind in your sails, or are they the anchor on your chain? Cut the anchors. It will hurt for a moment, but then, for the first time in your life, you will start to move. You will start to fly. The crowd is an illusion. The few are the reality. Choose your 20% and defend that circle with your life.